Lucifer and Lilith just broke up, and Lucifer would feel, well, he would feel sad. He felt like he had nowhere to go, no one to be with, no one to talk to. He remembered one of his best friends was Asmodeus, so he would go to see him. As he walked over to Asmodeus' house, Asmodeus would open the door, and this was before he met Fizz. As Asmodeus would say, "What's wrong?" "Lilith, she left me." Asmodeus would say, "I'm sorry, but why? I don't know." "How do you do it?" Asmodeus would say, being alone, jumping to person, partner to partner. It's fun, and you get a feel, right? But it can be lonely at times. Surely you don't want that forever. How do you do it? How do you go on being alone? I feel so miserable after the first year, and you've been doing this forever. Asmodeus looked at him, as then he sighed and says, "It does get lonely sometimes. Honestly, I just live day to day and looking for that special someone. Don't tell anyone this, but I don't want to be in pure lust forever," Asmodeus would say as he would start to walk around. As Lucifer followed him, he said, "Really?" "Yeah, I want to find a partner who completes me. Isn't that what everyone wants?" Lucifer would say, "Yeah, I thought I found one." "Why did she leave you?" "I told you, I don't know. It must be something I did."
Well, it sounds like you could use a little help, and I know what can help you, a bit of lust, Asmodeus would say, as he would start to sing and dance and sing about lust. Just have a little bit of lust in your heart, have a little bit of lust in your veins, and it'll push you through the day. A little bit of lust, a little bit of fire, a little bit of passion here and there, Asmodeus. As he would sing him his song and began to show Lucifer the passion of lust intimately, as Asmodeus would take him to his room. Lucifer was shocked. He didn't know if he wanted to go through with this, but he decided to do it. He had to get over Lilith. So, they would sleep together. As the next day came, Lucifer would get up, completely shocked.
Lucifer would start to walk out of the room, as Asmodeus would say, "Where are you going, cutie? I need to think." As Lucifer would walk out, Asmodeus knew what he did. Lucifer was used to being in a relationship. He's gonna get emotionally attached. Asmodeus wanted to go out and tell him it was just a fling, but he thought of something. Was it just a fling? They've been friends for so long. And well, they always respected each other. Even though Asmodeus was the weakest of the 7 deadly sins, Lucifer treated him like a person. He treated him like he mattered, and he gave him an entire ring, which he was always grateful for that. As Asmodeus would sit there and ponder their relationship, as Lucifer walked out, he didn't know what to think. He didn't know how to feel. He wanted things to be more with Asmodeus, the king of lust, the king of desire, but he knew this couldn't be. After all, this was just meant to be a fling. It was just meant to be a fun experience, to help him get over Lilith and to help him try something new. But as Lucifer kept walking around, thoughts kept filling his head. Should he stay with Asmodeus? Should he give this a try? He kept telling himself no, but he just couldn't deny it for too much longer. Eventually, he decided to ask the sweetest person he knew for advice, Charlie. As he went over to Charlie's house, Charlie would open the door with Baggy. As Lucifer would say, "Can I come in?" Charlie let him in. As Charlie said, "Is this about my new girlfriend?" Lucifer would say, "I don't care that you have a girlfriend, Charlie. In fact, I think it's cool that you like girls, but I need advice. I'm into a boy, and I've never done that before." Charlie would say, "Oh my God, Dad, I never knew. I'm so happy you're finding someone after Mom left. Who is he?" Lucifer would say, "Asmodeus." As Charlie then said, "Dad, he's lust. You really falling for him? You know he's probably just, well, no. Inside of every demon is a rainbow. I'm sure he has a good heart. Let's go and tell him how you feel." Lucifer would say, "I don't think that's a good idea." "No, it's the best idea, Dad. Come on. Show him how you feel inside. Tell him what it means to care, what it means to love," Charlie would sing, as Lucifer would start to sing with her. As then we cut to Asmodeus. Asmodeus would get advice from another friend. He would be getting advice from Beelzebub. Beelzebub was, willing to listen to Asmodeus. As Asmodeus looked at her, he said, "Listen, I have a kind of a boy I like." "Oh, is it Fizz?" "No, it's Royalty." "Who?" "Royalty, huh? Like a Goetia or something. Wow. Kind of Interesting. I'm sure they'll like to be with you. It will raise their power status. Asmodeus would say, no, they're more powerful than me. As in, she said, which sin is it? Lucifer, oh my god, you got the strongest sin of them all. I am so jealous. So what's the problem? I don't know if he likes me. He just got off of a divorce with Lilith. She just left him for no reason. And now he doesn't know where to go with his life. I don't want to take advantage of him, but at the same time, I feel like we can be happy together. What should I do? Beelzebub would say, take it slow and party it up. Here. As she gave him some of his honey, he was like, I don't know if I should drink it now. As Beelzebub drank the honey, he began to have a good time. And he would start to, get a little tipsy when he kept drinking it. Eventually, he would call Lucifer.
Lucifer would answer and say, hello, Asmodeus. I'm glad you're calling, because Asmodeus would say, hey there, Lucifer. I'm so vulnerable right now. You could do... As in, Lucifer would say, oh my god, what is happening? You didn't, did you? I may have drank a little bit of Beelzebub's juice, but I love you and I want to be with you and I couldn't handle the stress. Lucifer would sigh as he went over to Asmodeus. As then he picked him up and carried him. Asmodeus would say, ooh, you're strong for being so tiny. Asmodeus would say as he laughed. As Lucifer would say, yeah. As then he brought him up to a bed and laid him down. Asmodeus was supposed to go to bed, but he said, bedtime story. Lucifer would say, do I have to? Yes.
Lucifer would then open up an old book with his favorite stories in it. As Lucifer would then tell Asmodeus a bedtime story, and Asmodeus would, he would enjoy it. He would sit down to Lucifer, and he would listen to every bit of word he had. As Lucifer was a great storyteller, Asmodeus would eventually fall asleep. As Lucifer would give him a kiss on the cheek and say, I love you. As he left, the next day came. As Asmodeus would go and say, sorry about last night, Lucifer would say, don't worry about it, you were kind of cute. Asmodeus would say, so, where do we stand? Lucifer would say, I would like to be your boyfriend, if you would let me. As in, they both looked at each other. As they both looked at each other, they stared at each other for minutes on end until Lucifer and Asmodeus simply kissed each other as he held each other's hands, and they could feel something for each other. They can feel love. They can feel happiness. As Asmodeus said, what next? Lucifer would say, I got a new boyfriend. Take that, depression. Now let's show my daughter. As Asmodeus would pick him up, he would begin to carry him to Charlie's house.
Charlie was sitting down with Baggy as she heard a knock on the door. She had no idea who it could be, but her mind speculated with the answers. As she opened it, it was Asmodeus and Lucifer. Lucifer said, guess who's got a boyfriend? Charlie would say, I'm so proud of you, Dad. As then they would hug and smile, as Asmodeus would hug Charlie too. But Asmodeus would have to try to be a father. After all, he couldn't just date Lucifer. Lucifer had a kid. Even if she's grown up, he's going to have to try to be there for her. And that's exactly what he did. Not like a full-on stepdad since she's grown up, but acknowledge that he is his dad's partner and that he's there for her as a friend. As they would begin to set up this relationship, Lucifer and Asmodeus would only fall deeper and deeper in love. And as their love only managed to grow and grow, people around them became more happy. As Charlie would love her dad's new boyfriend, he was always there for her, he always gave great advice, and he was always so accepting, so kind. And Asmodeus would give Lucifer more confidence. He would slowly lose his depression and be out there more. He was happy to be in his daughter's life. He was happy to have a boyfriend. He was happy to be out there at all. And Lucifer and Asmodeus' life would improve until eventually they would get married, and the lust ring and pride ring would merge into one. This, of course, would open up many, many adventures for the both of them to go on. They would go on honeymoons, they would go on romantic trips, they would have their arguments, they would have their time together, but overall, their time would shine. Now, Asmodeus would play a great role in the hotel, but that'll be a tale for another day. That's where I want to leave things off. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think of this ship in the comments below. Do you like it? I honestly don't think this will get a lot of views. This might be it might get 300 or 200, but who knows? I might be wrong, because for it to get views, it has to be a crossover or Charlie, because people love Charlie. It makes sense since Charlie was the main character. But back in the day, I did do a few Angel videos that did really well, but then I did Angel X Serpentis, and everyone didn't really watch that.
Then again, that's kind of an unpopular ship. Like Angel X Alistair, Angel X Husk, those are popular ships I could do. Let me know if you want any more Angel like people, and who do you want them to be shipped with. And by the way, I'm not gonna do X Nifty because Angel's gay, and I kind of want to respect that. And Charlie's bi, and I might bend the sexuality of some characters, but I don't like the bane of the men character, you know. Besides, Angel is like really cool, and I really like how his personality works. And I did a few Angel what ifs, but he's not really the main character, so there's not really too much to go on. Even though there's arguments that he could be the main character or should be, because of his, way that he's presented. And he'll definitely play a main character role in the show, and he's already starting to do that. He did in Loser Baby and many other aspects. But Charlie's actually a really great main character as herself. Being the whole Disney princess, but flipped on its head. But that can only go so far, I feel. So I feel like the side characters are very important and even build to the lore. Some people might even like the side characters better. And also, I feel like the V's will play a major role in the next season. Well, obviously, they literally said it belongs to the V's now. Anyway, what do you want to see in the next season of Hazbin Hotel? Do you think there'll be any new characters, new villains? Do you want any, backstories, like a Gestial backstory or something like that? Or maybe an episode showing where Camilla Carmine came from? Because she's probably a fallen angel since she looks so much like Vaggie. That would explain a lot and how she knows angels are wiped out, too. Anyway, if you want to know that, please let me know in the comments below. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for commenting. Thank you so much for being here. You all mean the world to me. You're the greatest fans I could ever have.